Hello, I'm Suddenly Gaming and welcome back to me playing some Dyson Sphere Program. Today we have a rather big project lined up because we are putting the particle colliders into the hub. That means putting in frame materials, carbon nanotubes, stuff like that. We also need the deuterium here into the hub and diamonds because we are ultimately looking at making the gravitational lens and being able to zoom off to another system. Maybe put up another base very soon now. The deuterium here we also want to use for making deuterium fuel rods, great fuel, which we need when we are gonna whip around the whole universe. I don't know how much of that we will have time for today, but at least the particle colliders will be put in. Let's do some research as well, because there is blueprints. So we're just gonna research this as quickly as possible and see if we can see how that stuff works. We are back to the old school research ways here, having to make circuit boards. We don't need to grind them out, we can just go pick them up instead. But I think I want to make another ring of fractionators here. We are gonna need a lot of deuterium and we have a lot of hydrogen left over from our processes. So let's just put in another ring here. You know what, on second thought, let's get the blueprints going and then come back to this later. We need to pick up 100 of these. And then, while we wait for the blueprints, let's have a little look here, because these are the particle colliders. We are gonna need the production of these to go smoothly. Right now it's pretty slow. The reason for that is that they lack these engines here, the electromagnetic turbines, and those again, which are down at the very other end, are being produced extremely slowly. They are lacking the, let's have a look here. I think they're lacking the engines. Yeah, here we go. The engines are not being produced fast enough, which means we have to ramp up the production of gears. I think we are also going to need more electromagnetic rings, which means we need more magnets. So, you know, let's just start by upgrading these. Not gonna be enough, of course, but a good it's a start. We will probably have to extend the production stations here, both for the ingredients and the actual engines themselves. It's gonna ruin the symmetry of this production line, but let's face it, the corner we made down the other end ruined the whole symmetry of this thing anyway. We need to ramp up the production of these gears. They only take iron ingots, and I do think we have enough of that right now, hopefully. So we're just gonna extend this out and see where that leaves us. Any second now the blueprints will be done too, so we can give them a try. Oh, how I have been waiting for this. Here they are. Okay, so this is the blueprint mode. Let's see if we can make any sense of this. We need the input and the output. Let's try the drag, I guess. Okay, are we picking everything now? Okay, we need to click. We need to click again. Okay, and copy, and here they are. That is beautiful. I think maybe that is colliding with the electric tower. Collide with other objects as. Okay, should we remove it or make another copy? I think yeah, if we copy it like so, then we don't take any of the electric towers, and then can we put it in? Yes, we can. Seems we only have the conveyor belt on one side. This is a bit tinkery. Conveyor belts and sorters. Okay, the gear production is a lot better, so these engines now have the gears they need. Let's try the blueprints again, ramp up the engine production as well. We need this, and this. So we copy and we paste, and then, well, this is a mess. Okay, I haven't quite figured out this stuff yet. Let's hook everything up. And it seems we have an iron problem, so guess it's time to up this production as well. Okay, let's try these blueprints. Okay, it's line out, and this is going around here. Now these blueprints are a little fiddly, but I'm hoping that when I get to know them a little better, I will be using them more efficiently. Right now it's faster, but it's a little tricky. Now the question is, will this conveyor belt actually hold enough iron to supply everything here? I mean, every time it reaches one of these splitters, half of the iron is split off, and if one or more of these gobble it up, then it's no iron for the stuff down at the end. There is clearly enough iron now, the production is up, but new problem of course, now we're out of magnetic rings, so we'll have to churn out some more magnetic rings and magnets to keep up. Okay, so it turns out we don't nearly have enough copper. The little we have is actually barely reaching the third assembly machine here, which is not enough. And you know, when you work yourself backwards through a production line like this, you're gonna uncover problem after problem. That's what we're doing now. We are gonna have to up the production of the copper. This is not enough. We're not gonna do it here though. We're gonna build it somewhere else and then just fly it in. So I set up a little operation here. We're just pumping up the copper, turning it into plates and sending them off. So let's follow one of these drones, see where they go. There's not going to be a surprise here. They just go to this other logistics station and then we just pump the copper straight back into the hub. There is a single line of copper here. I can't remember building this. It goes into the production of the solar panels. I decided that needed its own supply of copper, or did I just figure out it was the last one that needed copper and I couldn't bother to take the copper line out from the hub? I'm thinking probably the latter. But the magnetic rings have now filled up the conveyor belt completely here, so that means we should have production of these, right? No. Another problem, now we're out of iron. Something weird is happening here. This is not supplying the iron it should. Let's go have a look. We did make a separate iron grinding place over here, but clearly this is not working at full strength. Now this one does not have enough power. Yeah, it's not charging nearly quick enough. Let's see here. Yeah, here's your problem. It demands 29 megawatts and we're generating 3. So it's just running on the few solar panels that I've stuck up here. Let's just hook it up and that should probably fix it, right? Yeah. It looks like the flow of iron is back. This should probably, I think this should be enough now, but just in case, let's just have a look over here. This is the setup for the titanium alloy. Now this one is pumping up way more iron ore than it actually needs, so we're just gonna send off the leftover iron and use it in the hub just in case. Bit of a redundancy. And now we're seeing a lot more iron coming in. We are actually filling up the belt all the way to the end. Yeah. That means all these are now producing engines and the production of these engines are up. What is going on here? Okay, so I'm using the blueprint. I've apparently copied slower conveyor belts. Okay, I guess that's what I did. Let's just upgrade everything. Make sure that these things are running as fast as possible. Okay, that should be it. And here the engines are starting to fill up the belt, which means that these are now working at full capacity. Which means we can put in more of these assemblers, which I've just done without the blueprints, because that's been messy so far. So the level 2 engines are now flowing in here on a steady rate. We have doubled the capacity of the production, but the actual production of the engines are of course a lot higher than that now. Which again means that these particle colliders are being produced on all 4 assembly machines, which I think should be enough. We don't really need the production of these things to be really fast. We just want to come here and pick them up from these containers whenever we need them, and there will always be a decent amount lying around. Okay, time to remove these. The production of silicone, of course, has been outsourced to a different planet. We're just flying it in, so these are all redundant now. Okay, so the particle containers are being produced at a somewhat, or at a steady rate, but at a somewhat fast enough rate. So the next step now is to put in the titanium alloy into the hub. We are producing somewhere else, of course, and then just flying them in. So once the production of the particle containers is in the hub, we are very close to producing the gravitational lens, and once that is done, we can actually start thinking about moving systems. But first we need to put these carbon nanotubes into the hub. Now we do have both ingredients, but we are gonna make them outside the hub and then just fly them in here on the planetary station. Just simpler that way. We don't need to put all the production of all materials into the hub. But right here we have the mesh, as I like to call it. The production seems to be high enough for us to just run it right into the station here. Well, I'm not gonna change it. Now this is the interplanetary station where the titanium comes in, so we're just going to build the setup right here. So we're really filling up the space on this little planet, and we're definitely making a mess. The production is now up and running. The carbon nanotubes are being flown out and into this station, which is the last slot. So next time we need some stuff, I think we need a deuterium. We're gonna have to build a new one. But for now, let's put the carbon nanotubes into the hub. Okay, now we have all the ingredients for these frame materials, which is one of the last pieces of the particle collider puzzle. So let's put that in next. We are going to put that into the hub though, because I think there are other stuff that need it. And let's see here if we can't make use of the new function. Yeah. And we're putting the frame materials back into the hub. Okay, so the particle collider, of course, needs 5 different materials, and I see now that carbon nanotube is not one of them, but we're gonna need the carbon nanotube later, so we haven't worked in vain today. 1, 2, 3 lines on this side. And I don't know why I made the level 1 assemblers. Let's just update them right away. Here's the mesh. Oh, okay. That's breaking all the rules. All these little mistakes and half measures. It kind of makes me want to build this thing all over again later, somewhere else. Basically just to see if I can do it properly, because this is kind of a... Yeah. Here we go again. Okay, these need to be moved. But yeah, building a hub with everything in it is probably gonna be on the agenda for later. Okay, we're back over here again. The magnetic rings don't have enough magnets to actually produce anything. So, well, here we go again. So I'm doing this way now, which is faster, but I kind of feel like I'm not exploiting the blueprints to its full potential yet. But we're actually churning out some particle colliders. which means the mission of today has been accomplished. This was tinkery work, but yeah, okay, look at that. The engines are... Okay, this is gonna be slow, but we're not gonna need a whole bunch of these. As I said before, the point of this whole hub is not to produce stuff really fast, it's to produce them steadily, so whenever we need them, we can just go pick them up. I'm just gonna put in the deuterium. Am I gonna use the planetary or the... I'm gonna go for the planetary station. I'm gonna put it in the deuterium and the diamonds, which you need for the gravitational lenses. So that is deuterium in. Now we're gonna put in the diamonds. Where's the diamonds? There's the diamonds. And we are already making... Are we making diamonds? I think somewhere here. I just remembered something. We were making another ring of fractionators at the beginning of the episode. Now we have the blueprints. Let's see if they make things easier. There. Too close, right? Yeah, too close. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that's a lot easier.
You built a fractionator.
Thank you. Okay, like this. This. Oh, they fit in there perfectly. I'm gonna say perfectly. We are gonna need the hydrogen to go into the center ring as well. So we're just gonna use the method that we are using in the hub, which is levels Jerry. Okay, let's think about this. Yeah, this is gonna be fine, right? Just bring it out like this, down to the ground, into the fractionator, and then we tie the fractionators together, so to speak. Then we have to bring it over this line, because the thing is going to go in a circle. And if I'm very lucky now, let's see, we can put this one up, and then just down and into the fractionator. Oh, perfect! That is perfect. Okay, tie the rest together as well. And then, same trick here. Make a little bridge over this line here. Come on. This is how you do it. Cut away. Then, wait, on the ground first. Let's try that. And that's it. And now, picking up the deuterium is now producing with the line from here should be good. Straight into this belt. Now we are of course going to be picking up the deuterium from gas giants around the system later. So this production is redundant. However, there's so many processes right now that has hydrogen as a byproduct. And those things you can't store forever. Let's just pick up some drones to fly this deuterium out of the circle as well. That should do it. And when of course the storage for hydrogen fills up, it blocks up the production lines, and then the whole planet is pointless. When we are done with this planet, we want the whole place to be running by itself. So we don't have to go here and tinker and fix and move and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to do that. Hopefully at some point I'm at least going to try. But this means that the episode is over. We are now producing the particle colliders as planned. The hydrogen is being burnt off. I don't think at a high enough rate, but we'll upgrade this as much as we need. So, I've been Suddenly Gaming. Until next time, goodbye!